Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Pass Club. We have a super exciting episode for today. We're going to recap this past weekend of college football and NFL, get into our sport courts, go to our good boys, which is a very tight race right now between all three of us. Super tight race, so stay tuned for that. We're going to look ahead to next week's college football slate and then wrap everything up with the iconic Blurby Derby, which is a continuation from last week. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Let's do this.
Welcome to the Pass Club. The Pass Club. The Pass Club. The Pass Club. The Pass Club.
Are you okay, man?
Well, I was until I learned about breakfast.
What'd you learn about breakfast?
So, in upstate New York, around Buffalo, there was a police officer. This police officer, he had a pet. This pet was an abnormal pet. If the pet's name was Breakfast, can you guys guess what kind of pet this was?
Pig.
Yes. It was a pig named Breakfast, okay?
Looks.
So, yeah, I was just scouring the internet. I saw, I feel like that's I had a pig named Bacon growing up.
You had a pig?
That's just messed up.
Did you really have a pig? I do not remember you having a pig at all.
It was like when I was like young, that's just beside the point though.
Okay. Continue on. Sorry.
Breakfast. So this police officer, he's out and he got like a call or a text or something from his daughter or wife. The pig dug a hole in the back fence and got out. This is in upstate New York, right? They're not used to seeing a bunch of pigs in upstate New York just roaming free, right? So this pig gets out and it starts wreaking havoc on this neighborhood in Buffalo. It attacked a woman, bit her. I'm not kidding. It attacked this woman. It bit this woman. And the police officer was on duty, so he was charged with getting his runaway pig, which I find ironic, just because cops do have that name title, and so it's a little ironic that the cop had to go hunt down a pig, but not calling cops pigs. We love cops. We back to blue, but
where are we going?
Okay. Anyways, I'm wrangling it back in. So anyways, this cop, after it attacks this woman, this cop gets the pig, gets the pig all good, gets it back. And, the woman's like, well, he attacked me. And he goes, well, I guess she just thought you smelled good and, thought you were going to be breakfast for her or something. But the pig's name was Breakfast. So yeah, that's the story of Breakfast the pig and how he attacked a woman and wrecked hair.
There was nothing to that. It was just, I got a good story. This happened to me today. So I'm sitting in my office today, and one of my coworkers comes up to me with a box, like, I don't know, like maybe a box this size, right? Like just not very big, just kind of normal size box. And he goes, I got something in here. And I was like, what? And I was like, what is it? And he goes, it's alive. Number one, can you guess what it is? I was like, a puppy? Like that, I don't know. That was my first instinct was a puppy because I wanted to see a puppy, I guess. But he goes, no. And so he's like, guess again. I'm like, I'm not guessing again. You just need to tell me what's in the box.
What's in the box?
He opens the box and there's like these sheets in there and he starts taking these sheets out. And he reveals baby squirrel.
Oh.
I love baby squirrels. Oh,
very nice.
It reminds me of Peanut. Peanut.
Yeah, but this is
R.I.P. Peanut.
He found the squirrel at his house over the weekend. It was just like, yeah, I don't know. It looked sick. It was following me around. So I just took it.
That's pretty great.
Yeah. He's like, I made sure I told my kids don't name it, don't get attached to it. But they named it, I think they named it like Coconut
Peanut?
Or something like that.
Ooh, having a squirrel with nut in its name doesn't end well.
Doesn't end well.
We know this.
Doesn't end well. All right, let's talk about college football this past weekend. Let's start with this Indiana-Penn State game. This was super interesting. I was not able to watch this game. I caught bits and pieces. I was with my niece at a theme park, which was super, super fun. But Elkins, what was your take on this Indiana game, which was a lot closer than I think anybody really expected it to be?
Yeah, it was unfortunate that this game was running the same times as some other interesting games. This game probably had no big implications on shaking up the playoff picture at all, looking at it pregame. But Penn State showed that they can still play the game that we thought they could before the season started. But Indiana showed that they do have some chinks in their armor. Mendoza, incredibly clutch performance late in that game, making some throws, making some catches. On the other end, his receivers. So Indiana they're good. If you're freaking out as an Indiana fan, they don't need to panic at all.
Well, I'll take you. I'll do you one even better. I am more impressed that I'm more impressed with how Indiana won this game than if they would have blown Penn State out.
That's true because, that's a sign of a good team too. And we've talked about it a little bit with Georgia and Kirby Smart, cardiac kids. You got to get a win. Not every game is going to be your A game. Not every game is going to be blowouts. You're going to be in some dogfights, and being able to compose yourself and find a way to win, especially on the road, in Happy Valley, even though I know it's not the same intensity it normally is still impressive nonetheless.
Well, I would argue that, I watched the end of that game. The atmosphere was electric. They were loud. This is really a season-saving win for Penn State. This was a season-salvaging game for them, right? Nothing has gone their way this year. This is a game that if you can go out there and knock off number 2 Indiana, which in the eyes of Penn State, and we called this last week, right? I remember saying last week that this is Indiana's second real test. Penn State, in terms of talent, is probably a top 25 team in terms of talent. Now, obviously, that talent hasn't really translated onto the field this year, but they are still a very talented football team. So it's like you said, Dylan. You're not going to go out there and blow every game out or blow every team out. But what we saw from Fernando Mendoza in that last drive to lead them down the field, throw the balls to throw that football to where his receiver could catch it, trust his receiver to come down and make that play. Not only for that, but for the receiver to get 2 feet in bounds. Because I think he had 2 feet
nuts.
in. Just insane. But for me, if I'm Indiana, I feel almost even more confident right now. And I think I'm ready to say that Indiana, after this week, is my favorite to win the college football national championship, because those kind of games show you who a team really is, right? This is a game that Indiana loses last year. This is a sign of maturity for that team in year 2 with Kurt Cignetti. This shows how they have matured as a football team. And quite frankly, I just think it is an incredible win. You're playing a team that you are favored heavily against, and you go out there, you play kind of a down game, but you find a way to win that game in the end on the road in one of the most hostile environments in the Big Ten. So hats off to Indiana. Incredible win.
I want to say one more thing, maybe 2 or 3 more things about this game, because it was incredible. Great comeback. Lots of cool moments. That catch. These receivers at Indiana, I talked about Alabama having 3 wide receiver ones. Indiana might have 3 wide receiver ones. They were really good down the stretch for helping out Mendoza in that comeback. But my favorite moment in this game was before the game even started with Cignetti. He had a 5-star indirectly commit to Indiana because of that pregame interview saying, this team hasn't played here. Like, Indiana hasn't won at Penn State. This team hasn't played here. Technically, he is 100% right. This team today that's playing has not played here. And they showed up, and when they had to put their balls to the wall and figure it out, they figured it out. And the SEC, I think some of these teams, Bama, Georgia, A&M will have a couple, even though they've played a weak schedule. They've played more close games. So for Indiana to get one like this and not blowout fashion is really valuable.
Yeah.
And it's like you said too. For Mendoza on that final drive, those reps under pressure, under duress, knowing that the game is, this is the difference between getting a first round bye and having to potentially go on the road in the playoffs. The pressure that he was under, I think, turned it straight into diamonds, and I think that's going to benefit that team and Fernando Mendoza just so deep into the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm just still so impressed with Kurt Cignetti. I saw a stat that Indiana was the team with the most losses all time when he inherited them as a program. That's the kind of program he inherited. Most losses all time. And to be where they are now is just like nothing short of miraculous and incredible. We need to order a bunch of flowers. I'm talking 10,000 plus and just send them to Cignetti's house, because the job he has done with this program in such a short time, it's mind-boggling. It really is mind-boggling. Like, he's hitting these strides, like program markers. You know, you can say, all right, we need a 10-win season, right? He hit that last year. You got to be able to win the tough games, and you got to, keep that momentum from the year prior. He's done that this year, and we'll kind of see where it goes. But it's like, I mean, it's super impressive to me. And I mean, I'll be the one to say, was I a big Indiana believer last year? Probably not. I mean, no. I don't think anybody really was. It's just one of those, it just seemed like one of those teams that were just having
like a TCU
year of their program. Yeah. Like a TCU. That's a great example, Mal. Yeah. Like, it just seems like one of them, but I will say he has won me over and keeps winning me over between the quotes, the play of his team, and just how, like, that whole team carries themselves. I think that's the best part of it. I mean, they just handle business. That's all they do.
Nothing but
and it's a
direct,
it's a direct embodiment of Kurt Cignetti and his ways too. And I think that is what's so important. Again, hats off to the AD. I forget the AD's name, but to lock that up for 10 years, I believe. Incredible job. We're going to be talking about Indiana, hopefully for a long time, because I haven't had many interactions, but from what the interactions I have had, really good fan base, salt to the earth people. Really could not have happened to a better Big Ten team.
Mm-hmm.
Completely restored the program.
Yeah, completely restored the program. We talk about winning these games that matter, and you have like the Indianas that won those games this week, and then you also have the BYUs that just get absolutely exposed. And that's what it was, folks. They got exposed for what they actually are. This Texas Tech team, woo! They came ready to go Saturday. It was just a perfect storm. You had game day in Lubbock for the first time in 17 years. It just kind of seemed like everything was swelling for this game for them this year. And they came out and they balled. They balled out. Sent BYU packing. I do have to ask, what do you guys think this does to BYU's playoff odds in the future?
So I was reviewing the Big 12, actually, and I believe BYU is not in the picture. I think it's Utah. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think BYU should panic. They need to go handle business these next few games and try and backdoor that Big 12 championship in hopes to get a rematch. I don't think anyone wants to see Texas Tech in this league, though, right now. They're just dominating defensively. Typically, you watch these Big 12 games and they're shootouts every week, and they're boring. And it's actually probably the opposite of boring when you got a 55-49 final in some of these games. We've seen that. That's been the laughing joke in years past with no defenses played in the Big 12. But Texas Tech has figured it out. And I don't know if it's because they've got a big NIL fund now. Maybe it is. But what they're doing to these teams is just scary.
And I mean, I think a lot of people kind of thought the sky was falling for Texas Tech after they lost to Arizona State. Make no mistake about it. That Arizona State team is incredible. And then for Texas Tech to bounce back the way they did. Or was, I
mean, they still look good. I mean, you had Jeff Sims put up insane numbers to fill in for Sam Levitt being hurt. I mean, it was nuts.
And then for me, I mean, this Texas Tech team, I'm still not sold that they're going to be contenders this year. But the progression, the way that they're going, I think next year, next couple of years, if they continue to bring the talent in that they're bringing in, you're going to be hearing a lot of Texas Tech, especially out of the Big 12, who seems to be kind of faltering in terms of talent. So,
well, here's a hypothetical for you two.
I like hypotheticals.
who is the best teams in Texas, the top three? I guess Tech, A&M, and Texas are your options.
Yep. You want us to rank them?
Yeah, I mean, I would say A&M's the best, and then is
I
Tech
think
a
you have
better
to put
team than
A&M.
Texas?
Yeah, I think you would go A&M, Tech, Texas right now.
Well, yeah,
I
I
feel
mean,
like that's fair.
Texas is. I mean, are we sure Texas is the third best team in Texas?
Baylor's pretty good. TCU's all right. I mean, Texas is better than those teams, but they've improved throughout the year. I'm not trying to dig at Arch, even though we've already labeled him as bum status. He has a chance to get that off his name here, but
We'll talk
that's a different
later.
conversation.
You know, Elkins, you mentioned the Big 12, and I was thinking about this the other day. How much longer does Deion Sanders have at Colorado? Realistically, it's not panning out anywhere close to what people thought it would be. It's really not. He is. It just seems like there is nothing going his way right now at Colorado. Like zero. Like, you know, he's dealing with health issues, which I feel like contributes to the lack of success. Like, that's a lot for somebody to juggle. Like, when you have all these issues with your health and you have to go out there and recruit and coach these teams and try to win football, that is like so hard. And game plan, like, there's just not enough time. And I know he kind of brought Colorado back to relevance, but also, how do you keep it there? Is he going to keep it there? Like, that's the biggest question, I think.
Yeah, and a big part of it is, you know, you get more out of yourself when your son's out there playing the game that you were so successful in. I think that was a big part of it for him. And to get to a bigger stage, you know, he worked his way from Jackson State. Granted, he's a Hall of Famer in the NFL, so moving up, being hired anywhere is pretty easy to do. I mean, I'm sure you'll see like your Norfolk State Michael Vick might be coaching Auburn one of these years. No, I feel like his energy is running out on what he can give the program. He can recruit the hell out of these players, though. They've got the 5 stars. They've got guys at Colorado, make no mistakes. However, going out there and coaching and giving their best Monday through Friday, preparing them for games, and then, of course, clock management, little things, taking care of business on Saturdays is another animal. And there's been a fall off. So I don't think it's crazy to say he'll be out of there before the start of next year.
And I mean, genuinely, I think it might be more of a mutual thing than anything else.
Agreed.
I don't think it's any secret that the main reason Deion wanted to coach was to be able to coach Shadur and coach Shiloh. I don't think there's any secret there, right? Mm-hmm. And Deion, you know, while it's fun to rag on him and have some fun at Deion's expense, at the end of the day, Deion is a good person, and I think Deion truly wanted what's best for Colorado. But I think Deion might be at a point now where he kind of realizes he's just not able to fully compete with that team, and he's not able to, you know, go on these recruiting visits. He's not able to do the things that need to be done or that need to happen out of an, you know, Power 5 or Power 4 head coach. Power 5 next year, I guess, whenever the Pac-12 tries to reassemble themselves. We'll see what happens there.
That's going to be a mess.
That's going to be a shit show. But, you know, I mean,
it's going to be, you know, it's still going to be Power 4 and it's going to be Group of 6. That's what it's going to be. Seriously.
But yeah, I mean, ultimately, I mean, Deion, great guy. Think after this year, if not this year, maybe after next year, he might kind of step down, you know, handpick a replacement type thing.
I could see him being like an AD.
I think he'd be a good.
Either he's going to be like an AD role, or it's going to be like Michael Irving with Miami. He's just going to be like juiced up on the sidelines at all times. You know,
posted.
You just posted.
Makes for some good memes.
It does. It really does. But yeah, we were talking a little bit about Texas A&M there a few minutes ago. So let's circle back to that and let's talk about their game versus Mizzou this week. I don't know. Man. Now, you said it today as well, like, or maybe it was you, Elkins, their schedule is just super soft, and it's been super soft. And they just keep getting these breaks. Like, a few weeks ago, this Missouri game was going to be test of the season for them, you know? And now you're looking at it, Privilege goes down at Vanderbilt, and now this game completely just kind of flopped over and died.
I mean, Texas A&M just hasn't really been tested at all this year. When you look at their schedule, they've played one game against a top half, so a top seven. They played one game against a top 7 SEC team, and that was against Missouri with a backup quarterback. So, like I said, is Texas A&M a talented football team? Are they a top 5 football team? Very much so. But it's hard for me to go in there and say that they're going to win a national championship when they have not had a true test all year. And they're going to get that test whenever they roll into Atlanta. They're going to get that test. They're most likely going to be playing Alabama, and we will see what happens.
Yeah, I will say, I've got a little bit of numbers here to roll by the people. However, A&M, you mentioned them rolling into Atlanta. I don't necessarily see that just yet. How Texas plays Georgia will be very interesting for that. Good news for Georgia fans. A&M, I was doing some research on the 4th tiebreaker of the SEC. You've got your head-to-heads. You've got opponents head-to-heads. You've got all these crazy things.
I think it goes...
For the first time this year, the 4th tiebreaker might be in place, which is schedule strength. How do they calculate schedule strength? It is just all the teams you've beaten, what their record is. So Oklahoma and Texas are tied for the best schedule strength, even though they have 2 losses. A lot has to happen for them to get to a tied position. They're both 24-24. Georgia is 24-25, which is half a game worse. A&M is 13-34. So where Georgia, Texas, and Oklahoma are at 500 or one game under 500 and their schedule strength, which another thing is they can't even control this. This is just the teams they've beaten, what their record is. A&M being 13-34, they have no possibility to edge out Georgia without winning out. So if they lose a game and Georgia wins out, Georgia's in, A&M's out. Bama has the benefit of a head-to-head over Georgia, and Bama also is 22-27 for the record, so they're better than A&M in that aspect. We don't play A&M, so
and I mean
very interesting.
And it just goes to show. I mean, that's that. What'd you say? 13-33,
13-34.
I'd like to see Ohio State's schedule strength.
I mean, I would too.
This is just conference opponents, but yes, yeah.
It's just it's a sad world we live in whenever a team like Texas A&M, again, don't want to sound like I'm not giving them credit. I am. They are a top 5 football team. But whenever they don't have really a game to get up for until, Oklahoma and then Texas, I mean, if those are the only 2 games we're getting up for, and then those are 2 fairly bad SEC teams this year, I mean, what are we doing? I thought this entire new SEC schedule was supposed to make it to where everybody had a similarly hard schedule. And it just feels like it's not happening.
Yeah, that's why I feel like you can't just give them the walk into Atlanta. They're gonna win this weekend. I almost can guarantee that. I've learned my lesson. But going to Texas is not easy. And when it's a rivalry game, anything can happen. So Georgia is going to be rooting like hell against Texas when they play them this weekend. And then they're the biggest Texas fans in the world as far as trying to win an SEC championship.
And I mean, like, the prestige of winning the SEC championship is really the only reason I want Georgia to go to the SEC championship. Not only that, but I would also love, just another crack to beat Bama. Obviously, we're never going to learn our lesson. We're always going to want Bama, and then we're always going to get belt ass unless it's in Indianapolis.
Kirby could have a chance to do something that Nick Saban has done, and no coach, I believe, has ever done this in the SEC, or it's been a long time at least, but that is three-peat as SEC champions. And Georgia is looking for that this year.
I forgot about that. But yeah, I mean, and that's really the only reason. I mean, if you're looking at it from just a neutral standpoint and you take the prestige, you take the pageantry out of it, it's almost smarter to not play in that SEC championship game. Or, well, I guess this year, with the way the seeding works, it's probably
need it.
Yeah. Because, I mean, last year with the way they were doing it, it kind of was better off to not to kind of host that first game and then slide in to play friggin' Boise State the next game. But
Yeah, it's tricky because we can talk about the hypotheticals where you're going to be after the game if you win it, after the game if you lose it. I'm worried that Bama will lose to A&M and then have to play. I guess we would still host a game. I don't think we would drop that hard. I mean, unless we somehow lost to Oklahoma or Auburn and then lose to A&M because we just need to win one of the next two to get in.
Well, and the thing that Bama fans and the Bama football team has going for them is that they have a chance to go 11-0, right? When you look at that, if you drop that first game of the year, if you are playing good football at the end of the year, it's almost as if you're 12-0 in the eyes of the college football playoff committee.
It's a little messed up, but yes.
And I mean, but it's just the truth. It's the human.
It's the nature of the sport.
Yeah.
What have you done for me lately?
Exactly. So that's kind of the good news for the Bama fans is that if y'all do drop that game to Texas A&M for whatever reason, I really don't see a world in which y'all would lose that game.
We're still hosting we wouldn't be moved to an away game. That's what I was worried about. It's like, there's no possible way we drop all the way to that fringe number and we have to go play at Oregon or something.
I mean, you'd be treated as an 11-1 team. So,
Mal, why don't you talk about Georgia possibly riding the ship?
So, the boys know the start of that game, particularly that first drive, straight up was crashing out. Not going to lie. Looked like the same old Georgia defense showed up. Looked like Glenn Schumann had zero preparation. Turns out Mississippi State just had a really good first drive script. After that, by Lord, there was absolutely nothing Mississippi State could do. This Georgia defense, now given it was Mississippi State, but this is still the same Mississippi State team that had Texas on the ropes, had Tennessee on the ropes, had a lot of really good teams on the ropes at home, and Georgia was playing them in a noon kick, really just a trap scenario for Georgia. And for Kirby Smart to have those boys ready to go out there and just play, I'm not going to say perfect football because Georgia hasn't been anywhere near perfect this year. And even Saturday wasn't anywhere near perfect. But to play complementary football, which is something that we really haven't seen out of a Georgia Bulldog team unless it's the fourth quarter of a big game. That's literally the only time we've seen Georgia play complementary football. So extremely proud of the guys that game. I mean, really not much to talk about other than they ran the ball like hell. I think Nate Frazier had over 200 yards. Gunnar Stockton looked incredible again. We're not ready to have the conversation that Gunnar Stockton might be a top 5, top 3 quarterback in the nation. People aren't ready for that, but we'll get there. Don't worry. And then other than that, I mean, really it's just shout out to the defense. I mean, the defense went out there, did their job, did what they were supposed to do. We knew this offense was getting better. We got some pieces on the offensive line back. Run game looked incredible, especially down the stretch. Looked like a traditional Georgia football game, and I did not go into cardiac arrest. So hats off to the boys. Hats off to the boys. Thank you, Kirby Smart. Thank you, the Georgia Bulldogs, for having a complete football game.
There you
go.
Absolutely.
I noticed a lot of those similarities. I thought the front seven played really well for Georgia. Secondary's got some work to do, but it's a long season. You can't nitpick it too hard. You just got to get back on the grindstone. And I think Georgia's been good at that, trying to improve.
And again, I was really impressed with the big boys, the offensive linemen up front. They played arguably the best game they've played all year.
That's the position group that has to set aside a Mississippi State from a Georgia. If you let Mississippi State control what they want to control at the point of attack, that's where upsets happen. Georgia's good, and A&M's been really good this year at the point of attack at that line of scrimmage, winning these games. Bama edged out Georgia because of our O-line play. We played a phenomenal game in that aspect, but not a complete game, but a good game on the O-line, and it's important. You guys know better than I do.
Well, and it's even more important for Georgia now because Georgia's got those pieces back. They've got, 7 or 8 guys that they can rotate into that offensive line to keep everybody fresh. When Georgia's offensive line is healthy, it's a different animal. And I think we've seen that, and I'm really hoping Drew Bobo's okay. He kind of went down. I'm not too sure. We hadn't gotten an update on him, but really hoping Drew Bobo at center is okay. That would really be a big loss. But at the end of the day, when that offensive line is healthy and we're able to rotate those guys in and out and keep them fresh, whole new ball game.
Yeah. And can we please do this? Can we please hit the James Strohs together in unison?
Yeah.
for Virginia? All right.
Are we
Are we
doing
going to say Virginia first? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll say-
Virginia. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Virginia, what happened?
Duh.
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 I don't know if we'll do better than that. Probably.
That was pretty not bad, honestly. Forgiving the latency of online connections. That
was
not
better
bad
than
at all,
that was better than y'all's little funny clip I watched of me whenever y'all got together. Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely
oh,
didn't take a few takes, but
Yeah,
We're
it took
here
us 2
now.
minutes to do that. It was.
It
it
was
was.
I've ever watched in my life.
Yeah. Virginia choke.
Mm.
They're still ranked too high. How are they still that high?
You put up 9 points on Wake Forest, man.
committee will figure it out tomorrow. I've got faith in that. Just
Red
like
flag
how
is just.
how they'll figure out another school across the state in Virginia, and that's James Madison.
You love the Dukes. What's your
I do love
infatuation
the
with the
Dukes.
Dukes?
So I actually took a little trip up to Connecticut for a wedding. And I drove that trip, and I stayed the night somewhere. I was like picking out a city. And I was like, you know what? James Madison University's campus. I've had pizza there before. I was like, there's a good pizza spot. I could just get some pizza, chill at my hotel. But I didn't do that. I picked up the pizza, ate it there actually, and drove to their football stadium. I'm like, let's just go take a look at it. They had their gates open though, so I just started looking around. It's like, if I had another chance to do college, I would go to James Madison. It's expensive, but I would have made that
super
sacrifice.
sick. Like
It is
that
awesome.
stadium is so cool. Like you're just because we drove. I used to live in Connecticut, so I've done the drive. Down 95 multiple times, and when you're in Virginia, and I've said this to multiple people. I'm sure there's a same that y'all would probably agree on the sentiment, Elkins. Virginia is the worst state to drive through, like by far.
Forever.
It's just like
Okay.
8 hours of flat fields with some hills on each side. And like in those 8 hours, you might have 10 exits. I'm not even kidding. Like it's just brutal drives. Nothing to look at.
Yeah,
It's just boring.
It saved me. There was some rough weather throughout there, but everyone has a method to their madness when they drive. And whether it's audiobooks, music, whatever,
Yeah.
a lot of people, I've heard a
This
lot of different
podcast.
things. The Past Club Pod is 10 out of 10 recommend.
Yeah.
Live music, especially a concert, listening from first song to the end. I might be a jam band, deadhead, whatever you want to call me, but it makes the time go by really fast. And I would not have been able to do driving through Virginia without that.
Yeah. But just driving through Virginia and you just see the stadium, it's just like
Yeah.
it feels like Christmas. Every time I see that stadium, I'm like,
It's
it's
cool.
so cool.
And they're
It's literally right off the
Yeah.
interstate. You can see
Like,
it. Like it's super cool. We actually stopped there for food and we did the similar thing. We kind of drove around the campus back in July and it was super cool, man. Super, super cool. James Madison. It's
Shout
in the
out to
middle of
those
nowhere
guys.
and it's not like a huge city, but like just seems like it's got its own vibe,
I mean, where do you think Kurt Signetti came from?
Yeah, that's right. It's where you learn how to win, man. It's where you learn
They're
how
still
to win.
doing it. So
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Oregon still doing it, still getting wins, still eking them out.
Barely.
You want to talk about that?
Is it time to write them off? I mean,
I would say no.
I know they got
This
to win.
this feels like a team maybe to me that they lost ever since they lost that Indiana game. It's kind of like, and I don't think this is by any means a logical like a conscious choice
Yeah.
from them, but I think it feels like they're just on coast mode to playoffs. They're just like, we just got to get to the playoffs. We just got to get to the playoffs. Like, I could 100% see this team when the playoffs come around just flipping a switch and just dominating. Does that not? That's just the vibe I'm getting from them. It just seems like they're just trying to survive until the playoffs come. And then when that's happening, Dan Lanning's going to lose his freaking mind and get this team just rolling.
Yeah, and I mean, it's one of those things. Iowa still is. I don't know how to describe Iowa as a football team. Elkins-
Annoying.
So
Yeah.
what I was going to say was we've all seen the meme of like the human resources, and it's like,
Hello,
So-
human resources.
so basically where I'm going with this, Indiana comes in, they're like, hello, gorgeous. And they're like, oh, you're so sweet, Indiana. And then Oregon comes in after narrowly beating Iowa. Hello, human resources. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, why aren't we talking about Indiana like that after almost losing to Penn State and Iowa? I don't know. Iowa's not as good of a team, maybe, but they have a better record than Penn State.
For me, partially, it comes based off of, I'm not going to say a slim. I mean, 14 points is still a big, a fairly good margin of victory. But only putting up 21 against a Wisconsin team that's not good. And then the week after, or not the week after, but having a bye week, and then coming off of a bye week and kind of laying an egg against Iowa. Now, given I don't think it was very good. I didn't watch too much of the game. I don't think the climate played a factor. Good Lord, have mercy. What's the word I'm looking for? Not climate.
Factor?
A fact. God, I love this kid. It's Monday.
English.
Yeah. But the climate played a little bit of a factor from what I saw.
You said 70% of the word. How did you not know it?
Dude, I don't know, man.
You almost had it. You were like one syllable away.
This is where if we were sponsored by Factor, it'd be just such an easy transition.
Factor meals. Yeah. It would be. But no, I'm not giving up on this Oregon team. And Iowa is definitely one of those teams. You look at their schedule and you look at the results they've had. It just seems, and the why I said annoying earlier was just like, they can beat you, but you can also beat them, but you're not going to beat them by a lot. It's kind of what Elkin said about Georgia. You can beat Georgia, but you're not going to beat them by a lot. Obviously, it's way different. Iowa gets beat way more. But they're just one of those teams that's just going to play it close. You just got to accept it for what it is. You're not going to beat the brakes off them.
Like, anytime you're playing Iowa, win, lose, draw, playing on the moon, playing by a beach, it doesn't matter. Iowa's going to make you play their brand of football.
Yeah.
Like, it's the damnedest thing I've ever seen. Like, you're not going to go in and blow Iowa out by 40 points.
Now, I have a question for you guys, and it is a scenario. Do we think that the New York Jets, the Iowa Hawkeyes, out of those two teams, who yearns more for a quarterback? Who wants a quarterback more between those two teams? Because golly, I mean, every year I see these tweets from Iowa fans, and they're like, it's like spring ball clips. This quarterback's making like a 20-yard throw, and they're like, we got a quarterback. And then the season comes around. And I don't know if they like put a chip in their quarterback's brains when you get to Iowa, where it's like, you can't throw the ball, like you just physically can't do it, or our offense won't work, so stop. I don't know what happens. They just like decompose. Their football game decomposes when they get to Iowa. And then you have the New York Jets who just, it's like those challenges where a normal person tries to hit against an MLB pitcher. They're just like 0 for 110, and they're just still chopping, just still swinging.
Yeah, I got to speak on behalf of my fellow Jets fans I am friends with. It's the Jets. I don't have any Iowa friends, but I'm telling you right now, it's the Jets that want that quarterback more. Iowa, man, that's the one team where it's like you're building a road to glory quarterback, 5-star, and you go to Iowa to make them good.
And you're still dog shit. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I think you can put
you
Joe
just get
Montana.
notifications like your throwing ratings have dropped 50 points each.
I think you can put Joe Montana, prime Joe Montana on this Iowa team, and they would somehow find a way to mess it up. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like,
it makes zero sense.
It's like the rest of the football world has progressed to the forward pass. And it's like Iowa wants to do that. Their fan base wants to do that. But they're just stuck in this cycle. They're like inceptioned into.
Yeah. They're like a car. They're like a car that doesn't have a drive setting. It'll go in neutral and you can push the car, but it doesn't drive.
I mean, do you guys remember, was it Cade McNamara from Michigan that went to Iowa, and he just like, and he wasn't bad at Michigan, man. He wasn't bad at Michigan. And then he gets to Iowa, and it's just like he can't throw a forward pass. And now he's at ETSU. It's just like, I really don't know what's in the water at Iowa. I really, really don't know. But
high school quarterbacks, if you are listening to this and you want your career to die, go to Iowa.
Go to Iowa if you're just looking to get a paycheck. Yeah. Absolutely. Another tough one for Auburn. Let's highlight that one real quick. Mal, why don't you give us your take on that Auburn game?
Well, I don't think he had a Hugh Freeze problem.
No. It's kind of what we were saying. Also, Mal, you monitored the TikTok. What's the rundown here? What's going on with these Auburn
You know
fans?
what? I want us to post this again. I have something to say to Auburn fans. And I
Okay.
mean this from the bottom of my heart. It is not 2010 anymore. You are as close to irrelevant as it gets in the SEC.
Yeah.
And I genuinely don't know how y'all don't see this, how you guys don't understand this. I mean, it is impossible for me to look at this Auburn team, this Auburn fan base, and for me to think that anybody would want to come in and try to fix this dumpster fire. I mean, I have argued, and what's even funnier is I was arguing on behalf of Auburn to Auburn fans, and they were still telling me I was wrong. I mean, these Auburn fans are, I don't know what to say. I said, yes, Auburn has an incredible NIL fund. They had top 10 recruiting classes.
You
sent
me a few comments. You took screenshots.
Yes.
You were propping them up.
I was trying to
and the
prop
fans
Auburn
were coming
up.
back here and being like, "We don't have great NIL." It's like,
And I'm just
what?
And it baffles me because Auburn does have everything they need to be a successful football team, but damn, their AD, they just cannot hire a football coach.
Yeah, it's bad. And I think Go ahead.
No, I mean, it literally just comes down to the fact that Cam Newton was the last time y'all truly were relevant in the college football world. Now, 2016-17, when y'all had, what was a really good running back?
Kerryon Johnson.
Kerryon Johnson, played Georgia in the SEC championship, got your asses beat.
1-1.
Womp womp.
Lost the big one.
Lost when it mattered.
2013 was the last time they were relevant.
Exactly. And
That's fair.
They lost the title and they blew a big lead to Florida State. I'm going to go to rest. Like, Florida State beat Bama this year, but I'm forever indebted to Florida State beating Auburn in 2013.
Can we establish
Jabbo wins.
Can we establish a committee that can vote on whether you can claim a national championship or not? Because didn't Auburn claim like 5 national championships?
I think they claimed
this
8. That's
offseason?
another thing. They fired it was during the season. They fired a head coach that won 8 national championships for them in 1 year. Think about that. Think about that. How are you going to fire a coach that won 8 natties in a single
Look,
year?
you can argue about your team being good all you want, but if you got to go claim like 5+ national championships in the offseason when you're really bad
During the season.
you just lose it. You lose the argument. You have no base. There's no basis for anything anymore. It's over. It's done.
Yeah, but
I
I
mean,
mean that's my rant. Auburn fans, you're not relevant. You made a mistake firing Q Freeze. You're gonna see that whenever y'all bring in the next, Boise State head coach wannabe come to the SEC and realize he ain't built for this shit. You're gonna realize that you kind of made a mistake. Now, Hugh Freeze wasn't built for this shit anyways, but good Lord have mercy. With the amount of job openings, you got to be some kind of special to fire a head coach that's had back-to-back top 10 recruiting classes mid-season and just wreck everything.
well, the AD took the bait with Hugh Freeze, and the only fact about Hugh Freeze is that he beat Alabama 2 years in a row at Ole Miss. That's it. And they're like, that's good enough, because as a Bama fan, if Kalen DeBoer was going to be a 9-3 coach for 5 years, damn it would suck. Trust me, it would suck so bad. But if he beat Auburn every single one of those years, he would keep having the job. He would still have the job.
Did y'all see the Lane Kiffin tweet today?
No.
No.
So Lane Kiffin gets in his car. So for everybody who doesn't know, the South's having a little bit of a cold front come through.
It snowed here in
Okay,
Nashville
it
today.
It snowed in Tennessee before Denver, Colorado this year for the first time, I want to say, since 1993. Crazy. I'm a Denver native, so I had to throw that out there.
But so Hugh Freeze gets in his car this morning, takes a picture of the temperature, and
You just
there's
said
no,
Hugh Freeze.
no, he said in the caption, freeze warning. And it's such
What a
a
guy.
subtle jab that like so
What a
many
guy.
people didn't realize what it was about, but it's such a subtle jab to Auburn, like a just big old middle finger to you guys. And I love it. I love every second
Do
of
it again, Lane.
Do it again. Lane.
You know what's funny is he does all this and then he's just going to go take the Florida job at the end of the year.
We'll get into that in the college football look ahead.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and let's transition over to this past weekend of NFL football. Elkins, let's start off. We just talked about Denver, Colorado. Let's start off and talk about your Broncos. What do you got to say?
First and foremost, nope.
Peter.
Yep.
That wasn't good enough.
Peter, the horse is here.
Are we getting better at Malateriors this week?
I practice in the shower regularly.
Peter, the horse is here. Still there.
Peter,
A little bit better.
the horse is here.
Yeah. I mean, what is
All
that?
right.
What is that? 4 weeks in a row that the horse has been here?
7.
Yeah.
7. What, are y'all really on a 7-game win streak? Oh.
Pretty incredible.
Even when Bo Nix plays like trash, they get it done.
It's not a sexy brand of football by any means, but it is a good Sean Payton brand of football, and that is
No
all
lingerie
he's-
over here. No
Yeah.
lingerie over here.
No.
We're wearing sweatpants, and
Um,
sweatshirts, baby.
I saw another meme. I like memes. I think everyone should like memes, but it was Bo Nix choosing what quarterback he wants to be on Sunday, and one side was Josh Allen, the other side was Tua. And I'm not gonna lie, Tua as of late has been a good quarterback.
Tua look good Sunday.
Yeah, but to tie the knot on this Broncos team, they have a mini bye. Chiefs have a full bye. They've got we got a whole look ahead, but I think this Broncos team was looking ahead at the Chiefs, trying to get ready for that game, riding off the Raiders, they're always going to play the Broncos tight. It's just division ball, man. So, they have Brock Bowers back. They've got a lot of good pieces on that offense. It's not crazy to say if the Raiders get a quarterback in this draft that they could be in the playoffs in the next 2 years.
I think so. I think I like Tom Brady being, part of the ownership of the Raiders is kind of completely opposite thing, but I think Tom Brady knows how to build a football team. And it kind of goes back to the point I wanted to do probably about a month ago, whenever I went on my big tyrant and rant about, teams getting quarterbacks way too soon. And I'm starting to see this kind of pop up a little bit more, but you're just an idiot if you go out and draft a quarterback, 1-1 whenever you were the worst team in the entire league. No offense, Dylan, but you're stupid. You have to build a team that can win without a quarterback and then go get a quarterback that can take that team to the next level.
That is so fair, honestly, Mal.
Definitely.
That is so fair. Yeah, man. I'm thinking about all the teams. Yeah.
I mean, it's a constant loop you get stuck in.
Yeah. No, you're 100%
It
right.
is. And for the record, the last time the Broncos had a winning streak this good of 7 games, they won the Super Bowl in 2015. And they also lead the NFL in sacks by like 39, I want to say. It's crazy what they're doing to these other teams' quarterbacks. Enough about my Broncos. That was actually a boring game of football, if we're being real.
Yeah. Yep. And
Transition
let's
to
go
a good
ahead.
game.
Yeah, let's go ahead and create this wanted poster or missing poster. Missing Bijan Robinson. Reward a fantasy win. Where's he at? The past 2 weeks he's just been
Tyler Algier ate him, bro.
ate him.
But this
Also,
Falcons
speaking
team-
of eating, Daniel Jones' bloody lips looks like he just did the Blazing Challenge. He looked like you looked, Elkins. That might be our graphic this week. It might be a side by side. Who wore it better, Daniel Jones or you?
Absolutely. It was quite the sight to see in Berlin.
Wasn't the
Yeah, I don't-
craziest thing that's ever happened in that stadium, though.
Can we talk about it? Way too much Hitler talk for
Way
too much Hitler talk for an NFL broadcast. I mean,
And the crazy thing is the stadium hasn't changed since then. Somebody posted a picture from their seats and somebody replied to it with an exact same framing of a picture, and Hitler was standing in front giving a speech. I'm like, oh my God, how are we allowing this to happen right now? It's insane.
like just way too much Hitler talk. And, but yeah, I mean, as a resident Falcons fan, I mean, it feels like we had just royally messed up by drafting Michael Penix. Not saying that he can't be a good NFL quarterback, but it kind of goes back to the lines of what I said of building a football team before you draft a quarterback. The Falcons had a quarterback that was more than capable of winning football games. The Falcons had their version of Ryan Tannehill, basically. I want to say. I mean,
except he was better than Ryan Tannehill. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And so he played hurt last year, didn't do the greatest. Michael Penix came in, had success late in the year. So you bench Kirk Cousins. That's cool. Great. But then you don't trade him for any pieces to a team that probably needs quarterbacks. But it's just so painful. I mean, the gamble during the draft to trade up and get 2 edge rushers. JPJ has been phenomenal this year. Walker, I mean, but both edge rushers have been phenomenal this year for the Falcons. The Falcons, I think, sacked Daniel Jones, 4 times Sunday, somewhere along those lines.
The pass defense, yes, and the entire season, this Falcons defense has been special, but the run defense was just.
Well, it's Jonathan Taylor, man. I mean, you can't. And the fact that Jonathan Taylor went for over 200, like 3 touchdowns, and they still were in this game. The defense still didn't play terrible.
That's a good point. Yeah.
And so it just comes down to the fact, I mean, you've got Darnell Mooney, you've got Kyle Pitts, you've got Drake London. I mean, you've got the pieces there to make this work. You've got a fairly decent offensive line. I don't know where it's going wrong for the Falcons. I don't know if this is a Raheem Morris issue. I really don't know. But there's no reason that this team should be sitting here with 3 wins this late into the season. I mean, this should be an above 500 team.
I mean, they beat
500 at
Buffalo.
least.
They had a great win in Minnesota. That's a tough place to go and get a win. Just go get a win in Minnesota. It's not easy. They did it on a primetime stage. They beat Buffalo
on a primetime stage.
That's it. I don't know if these Falcons just have to play on national television every week.
Well, I mean, they played on national television Sunday. I mean, and they played a close game.
NFL Network, yeah.
Yeah, it's just very frustrating as a Falcons fan because you see the product on the field. You see the way these guys are playing. You know that they are capable of going out and beating very good football teams. And then they go play, a very middle of the pack, very middle of the road team that they should be beating. And they just look like trash. They look like garbage. So if I had to guess, Raheem Morris will most likely be out at the end of the year in Atlanta. If I just had to take a wild guess, especially if it continues on the path that it's going right now, I'll be interested to see who they bring in to replace him.
Brian Daboll.
Honestly, I would like it. I like Brian Daboll. I don't think he ever really got a full shake.
Let's go ahead and transition to what's going on in New York.
So I got the New York Giants jersey on today. I thought it was fitting. I love Brian Daboll. He was an offensive coordinator at Alabama and won a national championship with us. And he was only there 1 year. And then he took a offensive coordinator job in Buffalo. And then the Giants took a shot on him. He brought these Giants to the playoffs one of these years. So I know he is, in my opinion, a successful NFL coach. For one season, his career at the Giants, that's not going to be considered a success. I'm trying to work on the English a little bit here, but I got through it. He's got more days in the NFL ahead of him. And whether it's in Atlanta in the future, wherever it may be, he could go back to college. He was OC at Bama. He could definitely take like the Virginia Tech job. I don't think that's crazy. We will see. It sucks that he has to be a victim of the losing, but the result the Giants had this weekend with the Bears being up 10 with 4 minutes remaining and losing that game. When you pride yourself on having a great defense, for the record, the Giants do have a great defense. It's definitely a top 10. They have the pieces this year, and they're just not getting results, and I think it was time.
Well, I saw a stat. I don't know how true this is. I didn't fact check it, but their last 3 games going into the fourth quarter, all 3 of those games, according to ESPN, FPI, or whatever the ranking, they had a 93+% chance of winning going into the fourth quarter in all 3 of their last games. And they lost all 3 of them.
One of those was like a 1 in 1,000 chance.
Yeah, one of those was 99.93% chance of winning.
Yeah, if that game was simulated 1,000 times, they would choke it one of those times, and they choked it. It's crazy.
I don't even know if they choke it once.
Yeah, it's less than 1%.
I think it was, yeah. Nuts, crazy. Let's talk about also Bills just got whooped. I don't know if there's anything to say there except they just choked. Also, Mike McDaniel talking crap to the Buffalo fans after that. Brother, look in the mirror. look where your season's at right now. You ain't got nothing to smile about.
I don't think he cares.
They had a 5-yard penalty and a timeout used before the game kicked off.
I generally,
Yeah.
I just
Miracle they
generally
won
don't
it.
think he. I
Yep.
don't. The Miami is one of those teams. Did y'all see them celebrating in the laundry carts after the game?
No, I didn't see that.
Dude, you got to look the video up. So after the game, they're like all in the laundry carts, like riding them like bobsleds or something.
I haven't seen a Miami player that happy since Tyreek got injured.
Shit.
Facts. Yeah, facts. Not only that, Patriots, man.
NFC South champs.
You know, it just hurts my heart, the whole variable thing. Just seeing it week in, week out just sucks knowing he was our coach and we just like booted him for nothing. So that sucks.
You want to make you feel better?
Do you want me to make
No, do you want me to make do you want to feel better from me saying something about the whole mic?
Sure.
situation?
That really just twisted my brain for a second.
I really
Yeah.
shouldn't have, but
Yeah, go ahead.
like that was probably the most plain
All
statement
right.
you could have ever made.
Hey, we're on it today, boys.
We are. No, but it wouldn't matter if Mike Vrabel was your head coach. It wouldn't.
I think it would.
I really don't think it would.
We wouldn't have Cam Ward. We wouldn't have. I wonder who our quarterback would be. I wonder what our team would look like if Mike Vrabel was our coach. We wouldn't have been last in the NFL last year. Man, that's a domino effect to think about. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, let's run through it. If y'all with Vrabel last year, probably finishing what? Probably have like a 10th to 15th round draft pick. Would you say?
I'd say, if I had to
Not
guess our
round.
record last year, I'd say maybe 5-12, maybe 7-10, maybe
It's like a top 10
something like
draft
that.
pick. Like a top 10 draft pick.
Yeah,
I don't want to say that the Titans are as far away as people think they are. And
I don't know, brother. Have you watched this?
Week 1, I watched every single play very attentively as I'm a Broncos fan. You
Have
guys
you watched
weren't.
this since
You
then?
guys weren't too. I was watching that Cardinals game.
You can't. It's gotten so bad now. Where was I? Oh, I was talking to somebody on Zoom, and they asked me if I was into sports, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm like probably too much into sports." And being in Nashville, they're like, "Are you? You're not a Titans fan, at least, right?" And I said, "No, I'm a Titans fan." They just go, "Woof, woof." They don't even watch sports, and they know. It's just like, brother, we're a long way from the top. And it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll.
No, and I mean,
100%.
genuinely, I mean, I think the problems for the Tennessee Titans, and, I don't want to call out names here, but I think it starts at the top with Amy.
100%. And I'll say that until I'm blue in the face. And I have said that. And my face is starting to get blue. If you can't tell, she's got to go. But here's the thing. If she goes, team's going to get sold, and she sells the team, and it's not going to be in Nashville anymore. It'll just poof, pixie dust. I
But
wish
here's-
somebody would buy it from her.
It needs to be a
And then-
Nashville-based
Yeah.
buyout, but because that's the thing. I mean,
Can Taylor Swift buy the Titans?
I
She
get Taylor-
100% can.
let Taylor Lewan put the money together, and we'll let them put the money together to buy the tits.
I heard St. Louis needs
Honestly,
a team.
I would have way more faith in them.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and that's what sucks about, being a Nashville resident for 3 years, going to a lot of Titans games. It's a great fan base. People don't realize the fan base that's built into Nashville. I mean, Nashville loves tits.
Mm-hmm.
Nashville loves tits. Whether it's on Broadway,
Can you explain that? Because I don't think people understand. I don't think, because I've said it to a few people and they're like, "What?" They're like, can you explain
okay.
that saying?
So
Yeah.
Nashville loves tits, whether it's on Broadway for some girl from St. Louis coming into town, or whether it's the Titans, which are nicknamed the Tits on Sundays. Nashville loves tits.
It's just the first 3 letters of the team. So people say "Go Tits." That's what people
People say go Tits, but
Yeah.
it's a great fan base.
First, yeah.
Bonk,
All right.
you can bonk me. You can bonk me.
Bonk,
Bonk.
bonk, 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 bonk. Somebody take this guy out, man. Look
Horny
at this
Joe.
guy. Look at this guy.
Who's getting
Flannel
taken
and
out?
all.
Hey,
Who's getting taken out?
the Jags, man. taken out of contention for the AFC South.
There you go. That was a good transition. Go
Hey,
ahead. That was really good. Nice,
Hey.
nice.
I'm coming for your job, Skip.
Please. It's hard work trying to transition, you guys. It's like, I feel like since it's Christmas themed, I don't know if you can see my Christmas tree back here in the wide shot, but it very much feels like you guys are the reindeer most of the time. And I'm just like holding on for dear life, trying to like make sure we ain't running off the road like too bad. But yeah, Jags meltdown in full effect.
As somebody that might have had a monetary investment in the Jags on a pick'em, that's a rough one.
Are we that surprised though? It's Trevor Lawrence.
I mean, when you have a 29-14 lead in the fourth quarter, going into the fourth quarter, yeah, I'm a little surprised. Not only that, but I think I'm more disappointed in Liam Cohen and, the offensive coordinator and the way they called those plays. I mean, would they go run, pass on 3 consecutive drives in the fourth quarter, like run, pass, punt? Just the most I mean, if you had to draw up a textbook on how to get come back on in the fourth quarter, that is 101. How do you get come back on? 101, run, pass, run, pass, run, pass. 3 consecutive 3 and outs is 101 conservative play call. This is how you're going to get
how to get Kim
on.
Kardashian.
I got a bonk.
That's
you
a
again.
bonk. Yeah, that's a
You're
bonk.
getting bonked again.
No, that's not a
man.
me bonk. That's a Dylan bonk.
I made the face. I was like,
That is
What do
not
you-
where my mind was. You boys, both of you boys. All right, we've each had
No,
a
it
bonk.
100% was where your mind was.
I'm not going to lie, after I said it for the 3rd time and I saw y'all's faces, I just was like, okay, yeah, I deserve what's coming for me. Oh, God, I'm doing it again.
the reindeers.
The reindeers.
The
Are we going to
reindeers.
do a, so for Christmas, should we all dress up? Should me and Elkins dress up as reindeer and Dylan dress up as Santa?
I might have to. I'll be in London. I might have to do an international episode for you guys.
International podcast.
I won't have a mic, so I don't know what I'm going to do. But I'll be
we
I'll be
can-
out of the country.
Crappy quality.
for Christmas. Yeah,
I might be
But
down in Florida.
it would be fun. Would be fun. Any other NFL things we want to hit before we get into our sport court this week?
Mal, figure out your punishment. The Ravens are going to the playoffs.
Yeah. I was gonna.
Good call, Elkins.
I was gonna say the Ravens. I'm a fool.
Have you
genuinely-
ideated any punishments yet, Mal?
Well, we've talked about the bowling thing. That seemed like it was too fun to you guys. Locking myself in a golf simulator until I get a hole in one, maybe something like that.
Yeah, but like,
I mean, still might be too fun. But I mean,
yeah,
I'm trying to think of something that's going to be grueling, but also be like fun content, like something that's going to take me a long time to a point where like after hour 5, I'm like, can I just be done with this? Right. Cause it might start fun, but after your 5,000th golf swing and you still haven't gotten a hole in one, you're ready to go home. Those blisters start to form. You're ready to go. You're ready to go home.
yeah. I'm trying to think, and it's got to be something we can either live stream or.
Well, Dylan, I was thinking if we do the hole in one, I could technically, I don't want to give away too much, but I could technically come up to Nashville. I think somebody that has a golf simulator, right, Dylan?
I have a golf simulator. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I thought you have a golf simulator in your apartment complex.
Yeah.
I was saying we could technically film it in the apartment complex until I get a hole in one.
There'd
on
be
that
a
jank-
whole lot of there'll be
on
a
that-
whole lot of angry people waiting on that golf simulator.
Bro, there's not that many people that use that.
Bro, every time I'm down there, somebody is on it.
Really?
You really?
Damn. People
And
are.
it's terrible.
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying
terrible.
on that janky golf simulator.
There's got to be something. No, we'll come up with something off camera, but
All right.
it'll be something fun. It'll be something fun. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, anything else?
Matthew Stafford is now 500 in his career. Matthew Stafford has the same
These
number
Lions.
of wins as losses.
The Lions seasons, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
really,
brutal.
took a toll on him.
But
Really
he's,
took a
he's,
toll.
he's back and he has a Super Bowl ring. And
But
he's
is he ever going to be completely back? Ever since his wife said she cheated on him just to get back on him. That is like.
Let's not go there.
Why would you say that on a
I-
podcast?
Let's not go there. He's a damn good dog. I don't want to go there.
Bonk to her. Bonk to her. All right, let's get into our sport court of the week this week. This is where we fictionally sue somebody in the sports world for pissing us off this week. All right. Who is that? Mal, do you have something? Go ahead.
Yeah. So the restitution has already happened for my sport court in the form of a firing.
Okay.
I'm suing Brian Daboll.
So restitution's already been paid.
The restitution's already been paid.
I would have done this anyways. Go ahead.
You had a chance to put Jameis Winston in a meaningful football game, and you put Russell Wilson in over him. Russell Wilson was never going to win that football game. But Jameis Winston, damn it, he might have. He probably would have thrown 3 interceptions. You would have lost by 4 scores. But
he got LASIK, bro. He got LASIK.
He could have lost it hard, or he could have won it epically.
But Russell Wilson was never going to win that football game. Jameis Winston's at least going to get the ball out of shotgun, say, oh shit, somebody's coming in my face, and then starts to pull out. And
that's an all-time clip, though.
All-time
That's
clip.
an all-time clip. Is that Troy Aikman? Is that who
I think it was?
Yeah.
Let's put some context behind this. So there's a Troy Aikman clip. He's commentating football. He's commentating a football game. And a linebacker blitzes up the middle, or shows blitz and then doesn't blitz. And Troy Aikman goes, he starts to come and then he pulls out. So that's where that came from. Okay. That's not me bonking.
And I think he even circles him on the
but back to my sport court. So basically, I mean, it's a very open and dry case. America yearns for Jameis Winston.
Yeah. Yeah. As a nation, he's definitely up there in top beloved football players.
Like, I genuinely think Jameis Winston is the only person that could unite this nation. A nation divided. I think Jameis Winston could truly unite this nation in the form of playing the worst quarterback / the best quarterback you've ever seen, depending on which Jameis Winston you get. But damn it, he's going to get the ball out of shotgun, and he's going to chunk that son of a bitch as far as he possibly can into double coverage, into triple coverage, or it's going to be to a wide open receiver, and it's going to be a dot.
He's not getting sacked.
No, he will not get sacked. What?
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that meme where it's like, inside of me, there are 2 wolves. One of them is a really good quarterback, and the other one's like it's like a toddler that like got an adult body.
I saw this one. I wish I could give credit, man, but I saw probably the funniest Jameis. I think I sent it to you guys. The guy that was just commentating Jameis Winston. It's like, he's going to have the worst play you've ever seen in your entire life. And then he's going to spin out of a sack, juke a defender, and then crossbody chunk it downfield to a guy in double coverage and put it on the shoulder on the sideline. It makes no sense. I don't understand how he does it. I don't know why he does it. He's got the potential in him to be a top 10 quarterback in the NFL if he just could get out of his own way, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, suing Brian Daboll. I mean, man, your job's already done, man. I mean, you're not saving your job. At least have a little fun, right? If Jackson Dart's going down, at least have a little fun, or at least let America have a little fun in the form of watching Jameis Winston either play really good football or really shitty football.
That's fair. I'll take the next stab. I'm suing ESPN. I think one of you guys sued him last week, maybe, but it's been 2 weeks now, and I'm starting to get a little worried that we're never going to get stuff back on YouTube TV anymore. It also made me realize how many freaking people have YouTube TV. Oh my, it's like everyone in the country's pissed. I'm like, oh wow. So yeah, I don't know. It's just super not a great feeling when you're like, team's going to play and you're like, I don't know where I'm going to watch this game. That's like the one constant you got to have in your life is like, I know at 6:30 p.m. I'm glued to ABC. Or I'm glued to ESPN, or I'm glued to, and the fact that you have to like scrounge to find these games and you can't quad box anything anymore. I'm just sad. They have quad box on ESPN, but it sucks. I don't know if my ESPN app's the only one that's like this on my TV, but it cannot load a game for nothing. It keeps asking me to authenticate. It's the worst TV app I've ever seen. So I'm suing them. They need to get it figured out and get back to YouTube TV because the people are starting to turn on ESPN. The people have turned on ESPN.
Well,
and
I'll
we hate
take
them.
I'll take you one step further. They're starting to interfere with chicks and Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, my wife was pissed. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, when you start affecting the chicks, that's whenever real change will happen.
Hey, if these white ladies can't watch Andy somehow make it through another week of Dancing with the Stars, they're going to be pissed.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be pissed.
You
I don't
tell
know
them.
if you guys watch Dancing with the Stars. You got to watch it. Robert Irwin's a beast. Shout out Robert Irwin. He's killing it. He should be a dancer, man, full time. But yeah, that's my case.
Love it. Restitution's just figure it out.
Just
Well
figure it
done.
out.
Just figure it out. We're
Yeah.
talking about a multi-billion-dollar and a multi-trillion-dollar company. Figure it out.
Figure it
The
out.
way-
You guys have thousands of employees. Somebody can be like, hey, I got an idea.
The wait from Super Bowl Sunday to kicking off that first college football game at the end of August is too damn long. And for you to take something away as sweet as football from the viewer's eyes, there's a special place in hell for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Screw the
That's
mouse.
brutal.
Screw the mouse.
I also think there's a special place in hell for whoever built Oklahoma Stadium. I'm suing Oklahoma. It's fitting. It's sort of a look ahead because the Sooners are coming to T-Town to play in a normal football stadium. Oklahoma's, I'm suing them. Their football stadium is incredibly too small.
It's weird,
or too close
right?
to the field. Not too small. They just renovated it. It looks cool, but have brick walls 5 feet behind out of bounds of the back of the end. They're asking for a kid to get killed. Basically,
Brian Kelly?
that's what I'm saying. Essentially, except via
Love that you
bricks.
just perked up.
It's messed up. We saw the Oklahoma player. I wrote this down 4 weeks ago of someone I want to sue at some point this year. It's fitting that Bama plays Oklahoma this week. So I think their restitution is to just forfeit the game. That's not going to happen. I don't know what they got to do, whether it's add pads to the brick. Brick looks good. I like a good brick house. I like any sort of brick. You know, Butch Jones talked about brick by brick. I believe in that motto. I just don't think it should be 5 feet behind out of bounds where someone's asking to get hurt. So that's really it.
Yeah, as someone who's driven a motor vehicle into a brick wall, I can attest it does not feel good. It hurts. I had a 4-wheeler I drove into a brick wall at my grandmother's house.
Drove a 4-wheeler into a ditch one time.
Do you know what you want to hear the story how it happened?
Yeah, kind of.
So I'm sitting next to the brick, and I used to ride this 4-wheeler everywhere, dude. And I was like talking to them. I think I was saying bye to my grandparents. I was like half paying attention, and it was in reverse instead of straight. And so I had turned the wheel a lot to get out and do a loop and go back to my house. And so I gassed it, and this thing throws me in reverse, and I do a full loop. And I slam into, like, my whole body slams into the brick wall. And I was just bruised from, like, my whole right side was just completely bruised.
Were you wearing a
Well,
helmet?
No,
See, I wasn't either when I wrecked mine. Or
I
not
didn't
mine.
hit my
I
head,
was,
though, thankfully.
dude. So, did I tell you the story whenever I wrecked?
I don't
Sorry,
think
we're
so.
just hijacking your sport.
Have we all
good.
just well no, that was pretty simple. It's just bricks. I don't like them
It's
around
just
football
bricks.
fields.
It's fair.
It's fair.
So have we
yeah.
all wrecked an ATV is what we're about to talk about.
I guess so. So my ATV wreck story. So, dude, we're down in the middle of like bumfuck South Georgia, right?
BFE.
BFE South Georgia. And I didn't have an ATV at the time. I didn't have a 4-wheeler at the time. So I was using one of my buddies. Well, what I didn't realize is that this 4-wheeler, the motor on it wasn't the greatest and it started overheating quite frequently. So they're all on their, new 4-wheelers, dirt bikes. We're all riding, having a good time. Well, this thing starts overheating, so I got to slow down. I got to stop. I got to let the engine cool down. That's what you got to do. These assholes just take off and keep going. They don't wait for me. I know where camp is. I'll make it back. So whenever it cools down, I floor it. Right? I'm riding on the side of a road now. I floor it to try to catch back up to them. Well, it was one of those drainage ditches on the side of a road that does basically this. And you don't see it until it's too late. It's one of those, if you're seeing this, it is too late. R.I.P. Not R.I.P. Shout out Drake.
R.I.P. Drake.
R.I.P. Drake. No, but so I saw it, dude. There was nothing I could do. The worst thing I could have done was yank or try to do it. I just accepted my fate and I ate it. No helmet, no padding, just was wearing jeans. Like, literally, I don't know how I did not break something, sprain something. Like, I wrecked it, got up. First and foremost, ATV was fine. Front left brakes, the front left brake handle, completely obliterated, just knocked off the four-wheeler. It's okay. If the brake line's gone, if that's the only thing that's wrong with it after absolutely sending it 25 miles an hour into a ditch, I'll take that because I didn't really feel like paying a lot to replace it. But
hey, man, we can't replace you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
But yeah, I mean, I didn't have my phone on me. Like, I didn't have anything, right? So I'm just sitting there on the side of the road, man. Just sitting on the side of the road, just flagging people down. They're like, yo, are you good? I'm like, yeah, this
Not
four-wheeler
really.
isn't, no. And then eventually, one of my buddies doubles back around because, I was nowhere to be seen. And he's like, oh, shit. So they go get the Jeep. They have to pull it out because, you're not getting that thing out of the ditch. So they get the Jeep, wrench, front wrench, get it out, load it up, take it back, live to tell the tale.
Elkins, what's your crash story?
I was like 6 or 7 years old. Damn it, I do it every episode. I was actually like 6 or 7 years old. And I was just doing some weird like turns, just like doing my thing. And then I wanted to like loop around and make a big turn, but I was going a little quick. And I turned really sharp and this thing just like rolls over like the top of me. So like I'm underneath it. And when you're like 6 years old, like you're tiny, like in a big vehicle like that. At the time it was big. Rolling on top of you is kind of scary at first. I had a little bit of adult supervision, which was good, but I was unscathed. That was it. But I think I figured out why most of us, or us three, struggle with words sometimes. And it's because we've all been in ATV accidents.
Yes.
Yeah,
Ugh.
definitely. Played football a little too long too. But all right, let's get into good boy. What a week we had in week 11. Here's the current standings. Mal is in first with 65 bones. I'm in second with 63.5 bones. Elkins is in last with 56.5 bones. Good boys were 2-1 on Saturday. Mal, your LSU pick did not hit. My
Took a
Temple
risk.
pick did hit. And Elkins Stanford pick did hit as well. So that's where we're at. We're all 10 points or less. It's really 9 points. 9 points between first and worst. It's getting real close, boys. It's getting real close, and we're kind of coming down to the end of the season. We do need to determine how long we want to run this. Are we doing this through playoffs or just through championship week, conference championship week?
We'll decide that off air.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll get back to the people. The
We'll
people want
probably
the
know
picks.
next week.
Yeah, the people want the picks.
Yep.
And because
Give it
I
to 'em.
am winning, doing a little Rizzler there, I'm going to start this off with a team
He did a
that
Rizzy.
I have picked before, and it worked out really, really well for me. This is a team where a certain show is coming to your city. If you want a little bang, then yeah.
Wow.
If you want a
It's a
little,
great
Are you really
comeback.
taking – wow. Is
I
this
am
really a good boy
taking
pick?
the Pittsburgh Panthers.
Wow.
12.5. It has moved up to 12.5 since we started the recording. 12.5 over the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Wasn't it
This-
10.5 before the recording?
Yes. So it's already
Wow.
moved up. I'll show you right here. If you don't believe me, it opened at 11. It is now 12.5. I don't know if y'all can really see that.
Take your
we
word
can see
for it.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
we can see it. It's fun.
But this, and I have a few reasonings behind this. So this is a Pittsburgh team that is not out of the conversation for a playoff contention. And a lot of people might look at that and go, how? They're, 7-2 team. Have y'all seen the next 3 games coming up for the Pittsburgh Panthers?
Can't say I have.
They have Notre Dame at home, then they travel on the flats to play Georgia Tech, and then they get Miami to finish the season at home.
Woo. Yeah, they'd get in
Rough.
if they won all those.
even if they win one of them, because even if they win two of them, if they beat two of these teams, they will be in the ACC championship. Right now, they are third in the ACC. Virginia is ahead of them, and Georgia Tech is ahead of them. So if they go in, I think that they have a strong chance. They have a very good team. We have seen Pittsburgh play incredible football this year. They're playing like every week is the playoffs for them right now, and every week has to be the playoffs for them right now. This is a game where probably they won't win. Notre Dame's a very good football game, but Pittsburgh's going to give Notre Dame every single thing that they have because they are playing for their playoff lives right now.
They sure are.
So I'm going to take, and you got 2 7-2 teams. Both of them are playing. I mean, this is a playoff football game. Make no mistake about it. This game Saturday is a playoff football game. 2 7-2 teams. Whoever loses this game is eliminated from the playoffs. And Pitt's got them at home. If the Pittsburgh faithful understand how big this game is, that should be a very, very packed Acrisure Stadium, and that should be a very good environment. If the Pittsburgh,
too bad it won't be though.
Yeah, unfortunately, but
yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I don't like the pick.
That's fine.
Elkins. I don't know how you feel about it.
I had that one circled. It was probably going to be my first pick, but I've got another one that I do like more. I might even take a team that I took already this year, but Dylan, it's you.
Man, I got 3 on the board right now. Couldn't decide. All right. Okay. I know what I'm taking. We had talked about this. We talked about this team earlier. We were giving them some grief. All in fun. Got the Iowa Hawkeyes. 6.5
I looked at
against USC. Am I the only one that just looks at this and just thinks, yeah, I was going to win outright? Like, they're just going to win it outright. Like, that's just like the only outcome of this game.
Well, it's like I said, I mean, Iowa has a tendency, no matter if the game's being played on the moon and the stars, on the sun, on the beach, it doesn't matter. They're going to drag you into their brand and their style of football. I don't think USC can play Iowa's brand of football. So, Dylan, I love the pick. Quite frankly, that was one of my first picks, and that was a pick I was heavily considering, but I just think Pittsburgh's more fun.
It is more fun. Yeah, 6.5 is
it's sexy.
Not a lot of
it's
points.
sexy.
Yeah. So, yeah, give me Iowa 6.5 versus USC this weekend. I like them outright easily.
That makes my life a little bit easier here. I am going with a team that preseason I thought they could have a really good year. They're playing who I think was going to win the Big 12. They still could do it, but after this weekend, I don't think they will. The Baylor Bears are going to end Utah's season this weekend in Waco. I like these home underdogs. That's what I was hunting for on this slate, and it was tough to pick out. Pitt qualified, Nevada qualified, so honorary mention to both of those. Mal, I think you got a great pick. Nevada, they have one win. They aren't a good team. I picked Stanford last week. They're not a good team. It wasn't fun. Baylor, however, they have a winning record. They can figure this out and play good football and get a win against a good Utah team. So we'll see how it pans out. Baylor can figure it out. I wrote down 10.5 earlier today because that's what it was, but it's now at 7.5. So that sucks for me, but I think it's a good indicator that they might play well.
I like it.
There you have it. Baylor 7.5, Pitt 12.5, and Iowa 6.5. Those are our good boys this week. Like I said, getting down to the wire. It's getting real close. I'm going to be honest. I didn't think I'd be in second place somehow, but I am. So we'll just keep grinding.
Started from the bottom. Now we're here.
Now we're here. Yeah. And let's look ahead to this week's college football slate. Mal, I want to highlight your first bullet point here on this run of show that you wrote.
Yes.
Can South Carolina be the SEC's prince? What do you mean by that?
Can South Carolina take down a Texas A&M team that has played the weakest schedule in SEC play of any team? Can South Carolina be the one to save us from this fraudulent football team?
I'm going to say
the
no.
answer is no. The answer unanimously is no. But it's fun to think. It's fun to fantasize. It's fun to, get a little going, wet the whistle, and the idea, the potentiality of South Carolina coming in and doing the unthinkable. It gets you going. It just gets the people going. It's provocative, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I think that'd be very tough. Especially that team. Good grief. Whew. South Carolina, man. Yeah, no, I don't see it happening. I think Texas A&M just handles business. I don't think it's anything too out of the blue. Elkins, you look like you're pondering.
I like the spot that South Carolina's in to come in to Kyle Field and play a good game. Do what South Carolina wants to do. Prepare the way they want to prepare. Go in with a game plan. Maybe make a play they shouldn't make and then fall off in the second half. Give me the Aggies by 13.
There you go. Yeah, and that we already kind of talked about the Pitt game.
Well, why don't you like the pick, Dylan? I want to hear a little bit more of your analytical genius on this.
It's just, I'm very much a vibes picker. I probably would have liked this pick a lot more if it had been played about 6 or 7 weeks ago. I don't know. It just seems like there's not any chance that Notre Dame slips right now. I just can't. It's like hard for me to wrap my head around it. I just can't see it. Like, that's all I'm going off of. I don't have any. I don't know. I'm just very much a vibe guy. I just look at teams. We all know it. We've all been on these teams where you're just kind of. There's different. I don't want to call them moods, but like kind of states of mind you get throughout a season. And I feel like I'm pretty decent at looking at teams and figuring out where they are in that timeline, maybe. And for me, it just seems like Notre Dame is just strap up, take care of business, hit next week. Strap up, take care of business, hit it next week. Like, they're just winning. And it's just hard for me to see them drop one right now. And it seems like Pitt's very much, like you said, Mal, they got a big back end of their schedule. Big back end of their schedule. And I'll tell you this, if Notre Dame gets up early, they're going to quit. Pitt will quit. I mean, because then you just start thinking, well, if we can't win that, like, we've been on that when you're sitting on the sideline, you're on the bench and you're getting smoked. It's just like, oh, and we got to play so-and-so the next week. And we got to, you're just sitting there and you're like, our season's toast. That's just how I see it playing out.
I mean, I think you're not giving Pitt enough credit here. I mean, this is a team that stumbled a little bit. Weeks 4 and 5 stumbled, lost to Louisville, who, showed they are a good football team and can play good football. And then a big rivalry game at West Virginia, let that one fall through the cracks, in overtime.
West Virginia is so bad, though.
I do want to say this about Pitt. That West Virginia Pitt game is one of the biggest rivalries in the sport. I will give them that. That loss, completely disregarding. This Pitt team, in every other game we've seen them play this year, has not flinched. They have come to play and played well. They were double-digit underdogs against Florida State back when we thought they were a good team, and they handled business pretty encouragingly there. I
could
think
say was the
Pitt
beginning
won't
of the end for
flinch
Florida
here.
State.
Definitely. I agree with both of you. Considering I like the Pitt pick, I don't see Pitt winning this game. They can win the game, though. They can do it. They have to play perfect, though, close to it.
I mean, it's really just going to come down to Notre Dame's defense, because Pitt has proven they can put up points. And Pitt has put up a lot of points this year.
Yeah, Pitt's going to have to go crazy on offense, and defense, just one turnover. That's all you got to ask for, just one.
I mean, it's going to be a game that the offense has to win, right? You're not stopping Jeremiah Love. I mean, he's arguably the best back in college football. I mean, you can attempt to slow him down, but it's like Elkins pointed out last week. It's a lot easier to slow down a running back than it is to slow down a very good quarterback. And Notre Dame still does have a freshman quarterback running this offense. So, personally, if Pitt, and I'm going to counter you on this, Dylan, if Pitt comes out and punches Notre Dame in the mouth early, and Notre Dame's sitting over there going, well, shit, we should be winning this game. How does Notre Dame respond?
I feel like they would. I don't know. I feel like they're also in a better. I don't know. It's like I said, I can't give you a stat. I can't give you a number. Just giving you this, brother.
The old
Just
noggin.
giving you this.
I like some
Two
noggin.
eyes and the old noggin.
Their 11's going to go out there versus Pitt's 11, and they're going to settle it on the field.
Yeah. Elkins, I do have to ask, are you slightly concerned about this Oklahoma game? You're playing an Oklahoma team who was very much looked like they were beginning to run out of gas, and then all of a sudden they get a win over Tennessee, and kind of refueled, kind of maybe relocked, reloaded, and have a new look on the rest of the season.
I was very impressed with how they played against Tennessee. I think they showed that they were beatable still in that game. I was watching that game, and early I thought Tennessee, they got that first score. I was like, Tennessee takes care of the ball. They're going to win by 10. Tennessee will beat them. And then sure enough, like the very next drive after I said that, scoop and score, pick six, whatever it was. Just little things happened that Oklahoma created. They have a great defense, best scoring defense in the SEC statistically. I'm not just saying that. They do have the best scoring defense. That part of it scares me because LSU played very well against our offense. And I talk how great our wide receivers are, that we have 3 wide receiver ones. I think it's starting to look like we do have a wide receiver one with Jeremy Bernard. He's been excellent this year. But I'm going to go and say no, I'm not worried about this game. The only reason about that is I'm going to be there, and I'm going to contribute to the hell that John Mateer is going to be hearing. And
It's on the ground.
it's going to be my last Alabama football game as a student at this school. And
Are you a little sentimental about that?
Yeah, I'll be graduating here in December, so thank you all for the continued support outside of the podcast. That means a lot. But this is business, man. I'm going to go give John Mateer hell this weekend. And Oklahoma, your defense might be able to keep this one close. I saw the total. I think the under's a great bet. But listen, Bama doesn't have to cover. If we go out there and win 13-10, I'm going to be just as happy as if we win. Not really, but a little bit. If it's 24-0, that's a little bit cooler than 13-10, believe me. But I just want to see a win. We get a win, we're playing in Atlanta, guaranteed. There is a lot on the table, and I think our team needs to seize the day where we win on Saturday, we're going to Atlanta.
And kind of my take on this is very similar to my take last week on this LSU game, during the LSU game. I mean, you said it, Falcons. Oklahoma has the best scoring defense in the SEC, and you also said that LSU did a very good job of slowing y'all's offense down. The only thing LSU could not do was move the ball. What have we seen Oklahoma do? Move the ball. I think if Alabama does not come out with their hair on fire, and I think if they do not come out and play really a perfect Alabama football game, this could be a spot where Oklahoma could catch Bryant Denny Stadium sleeping a little bit. And not this guy. No, but I mean, you get what I'm saying. I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to shit on Alabama.
Absolutely. 100% agree.
When you look at what LSU's defense, I called it out last week. I said LSU has an incredible defense, and LSU is going to have to win this game defensively. They did enough to win the game defensively. Offensively, they just couldn't string anything together because Alabama has
a touchdown fight.
Exactly. So to me, it just feels like one of those that if Bama does come out sleeping a little bit and they don't come out with their hair on fire, this could be one where Alabama's looking up at halftime and they're down 10 going, what the hell's going on?
Valid. Definitely valid. Matt, why don't you go ahead and break down this Dogs Longhorns game?
Oh, we're doing that? We're just getting into
back. That's my favorite Texas club maybe ever.
Yeah. Sam Ellinger.
They are indeed. They were indeed not back.
They were not back. They were never back. So
they could be back on Saturday, maybe.
Here's the
Maybe
thing.
if they win.
Don't see it, but
Kirby Smart owns Steve Sarkisian. Kirby Smart is the greatest disciple of Nick Saban that Nick Saban has ever produced. Nick Saban would never say that because he loves all of his children equally. But deep
Yeah,
down,
well, who beat Saban first out of his disciples then? If Kirby's the best.
well, look, Kirby's got a Bama problem. He doesn't even have a Nick Saban problem. Kirby's just got a Bama problem. So
Who's Jimbo Fisher?
yeah, actually it was. You're right. No, but if we're just calling this what it is, the game that Georgia played this past week was the most complete football game Georgia's played all year. That does kind of worry me a little bit. I don't know. It shouldn't. It should give me confidence. It should make me go, roo, rah, roo. We're going to absolutely beat the hell out of
I understand where you're
Texas.
coming from, though.
but-
You're like, did we hit it a week too early?
Yeah. Well, and
Yeah.
it's, but
Yeah.
partially,
I felt
but
that
the other,
before.
the other side of the coin is, you know, that was such an easy game for Georgia to kind of look past to this Texas game. It's going to be a night game in Sanford Stadium, and they did it. They went out there at 11 a.m. and played a complete game of football. So for me, this is one of those games we're looking forward to it right now. A night game, there should be zero issue with getting up for this game. And it's just going to come down to execution. If they come out, if they execute the way that they can execute, Georgia wins this game by 2 to 3 scores, just based off of what I've seen from Texas this year. But if they come out and look like the Georgia of, you know, weeks 1 through whatever it was, 9, it could get a little hairy for them. So I'm not going to come out here and say that Georgia's going to beat the absolute hell out of Texas. I will say Georgia has the potential to beat the hell out of Texas.
Well, I want to just say, let's make an alliance, Mal. And Alabama and Georgia, what do they have in common? They've carried the SEC before. These are our boats. This is our conference.
Tennessee carried the SEC for a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, they've carried it more than Oklahoma and Texas have. These are Big 12 schools that are in here because of money. And I'm just
Cheeks
saying,
and wolves clothing.
yeah, I'm just saying, how about Bama and Georgia just shut these Oklahoma and Texas fans out for good for 2025 and close these books?
I would love that.
I'm here for it. Like I said, I want Bama to win out. I want Georgia to win out, and I want A&M to lose. I want that second shot at Bama. Why? I don't know. I probably
A&M,
shouldn't.
you're still not slick either. I mean, South Carolina,
No.
I'll throw you in there. Come on.
Dude, A&M has dodged Georgia so hard, man. Georgia's played A&M one time. Georgia's played Texas A&M once since they joined the SEC in 2012. Seriously,
Just
contemplate that.
That's
Just the nature of the East and West, and then now we're here, and it's just panned out that way. But I would have loved to see y'all at Kyle Field, and we'll get there one day.
One day, I mean, it's going to happen now, but that's,
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to go to College Station.
I'm going to say Georgia and Alabama are, I've seen like the meters of upset, how alert you need to be. I would say Georgia and Bama are both equal, and they're on the moderate. I would say moderate. It's not like high risk. I think Georgia is finding their mojo on offense all of a sudden, and their defense is just like little by little improving. It might be so minuscule little details in one position group, but if it's one position group getting better and they're all staying the same, they just got to keep taking turns getting better, and they're going to get to where they want to go. Texas, however, I think has improved at a faster rate than Georgia has this year. So that's why I'm saying Texas could come to play and play their best game and win it, but it might require their best game.
And I mean, I'll say this right now,
Athens is a tough place to get a win.
I mean, I'll say this right now. I mean, just being a realist, if Georgia does drop this game, Georgia will not be in the college football playoff.
No.
Georgia.
Yeah, no.
Well, you're not even here. If Georgia finishes with 2 losses, they're in. But you really don't think that? You didn't even like I thought that would just be a unanimous if Georgia finishes 10-2, they're in the play. Elkins?
Yeah, you guys will get in, but you're going
Yeah.
to be playing somewhere.
Yeah. So, but basically what I was going to say is if Georgia drops this game, I think Georgia drops the game to Georgia Tech. I think that kind of hurts the mojo a little bit. And we're going to see this weekend. Georgia Tech's got a interesting game against Boston College. I didn't put it on the slate, but interesting game.
We can call it.
I was thinking
interesting.
about that one, but
Well, I mean, still, I think Boston College is the best one-win team in the nation still. But yeah, I mean, it's scary times to be a Georgia fan right now because Georgia could definitely lose this game. And I think if Georgia loses this game, they do drop the game to Georgia Tech as well.
Historically, I think you're very accurate there. Georgia, they back in the 4-team playoff era where losing one game was damaging, it seemed like Georgia would drop one and then not play good in a game and then lose another one. And then all of a sudden the season's lost. I think Georgia would have the presence of mind to say, hey, like, it's a good old fashioned hate and we have to take care of business to get in this postseason.
Any means necessary. I mean, they were in the position last year.
It's essentially a play-in game.
Yeah.
If Georgia Tech, they've just lost the one game, but they're not getting that SEC benefit where, losing one game in the SEC, you're going to probably still host. Losing one game in the ACC, you're trying to get in the playoff. It's two different tales.
Wow, you got somebody watching Monday Night Football?
That's what happens whenever you have roommates, boys.
Yeah, it's
Did I hear ball?
You might have heard ball.
Eagles.
You might have heard ball.
Might have heard it.
But
Dylan's got to get to the Eagles too. I mean,
Yeah. Wifey
kind
is,
of the just last point though to wrap up this Georgia game. With all that being said, the way Georgia played this past week, I don't know if y'all saw. Just quick little nugget here. Did y'all see what Kirby did to get the players ready for this Sunday or this past Saturday? So Kirby had people from our players' childhoods kind of put together a montage of video, whether that be parents, middle school coaches, Pee-wee coaches, and he compared it to waking up on a Saturday morning to go get ready to play a Pee-wee football game at like 10 a.m. and that excitement you felt. Y'all remember that excitement you felt whenever And he played that montage before, I think at 6 a.m. during the team meeting, team breakfast. Dude, players were crying. I mean, it was an emotional.
Bro, yeah, I remember it like it was yesterday. You just,
yeah.
I remember carrying my pads and my helmet. I had my little pants on, climbing up in my dad's car, driving to the
play
fields,
a round robin somewhere.
Getting out, stepping on the scale because I was a fullback and I was right on the line. If I was a pound heavier, couldn't carry the ball that day, I'd turn it to an offensive lineman.
Do you remember do you remember the one time we were playing rec ball and you were a fullback and I was just trying to I was on the ground. And
I actually do remember that. I actually do remember that. I was so big, bro.
Dude, he was a big old boy.
Yeah, that was huge.
No, but good times.
Good times, man. Good times. All right. Any other college football look aheads we want to make a quick note of before we get into our Blurby Derby?
Kentucky.
Has
anybody seen what the hell's going on? So Kentucky went out and scheduled an FCS game for November, thinking it'd be a cakewalk. And this is a 10-0 Texas Tech team. This
Tennessee Tech.
Tennessee Tech, yeah, not Texas Tech. They're playing Texas Tech. That'd be a different story. But
Cookeville, Tennessee.
Did Kentucky mess up? Is Kentucky on FCS upset watch this
It'll
week?
be a fun watch. It'll be a fun watch for sure.
I was thinking about making him my good boy.
What's the spread on it?
22.5. That was too
Get
low.
Out.
Yeah, it's on FanDuel. Go look at it.
Oh.
I didn't see it on ESPN. I saw it on FanDuel, and I was like,
Yeah, that's actually insane.
I mean, make no mistake about it, though. This will be a game that's played on Heisman for Kentucky against an FCS team. So anything can happen on Heisman.
They look good against Florida.
They got to add a new difficulty. They got to add a new difficulty in college football 26, bro.
Heisman's too easy.
I've won 8 or 9 national championships on Heisman difficulty.
Well, look at me. I'm feeling.
No, I'm just saying, I run the veer and shoot, bro. That's the offense I know, like the back of my hand. And it's like the computers for EA college football just can't. They just can't. They can't defend it, and it's almost boring at this.
Okay.
Yes, Mal. Yeah, see that you raise your hand.
How the hell do you run the veer and shoot? Do you run the wide? Do you run the wide camera angle?
God.
I thought you have to.
Yes,
No.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So I run the wide camera angle. But this year, I've started throwing in more wrinkles to the offense.
Ooh, kind of like Heupel himself.
Yeah.
Kind of like the man himself. Look at that, like father, like son.
I watch enough tape. I'm like, dude, I got figured out. But
We
I
got to
can
talk
actually
about,
run the ball, unlike Tennessee this year.
but and then one more point. We got to talk about the battle for Lane.
Mr. Kiffin.
Ole Miss versus Florida. Whoever wins this game should get Lane Kiffin.
They should come out and say that. I think we've said this about other games, but like, we need more like pay-per-view selling points on these games. Like if
No doubt.
you know, if there's 2 live mascots, then one of the mascots should be able to like eat the other one or something. Like we got to do something fun. We got to do
That
something
almost
fun.
happened. That almost happened with the Georgia Texas game.
Yeah. Bevo, whatever his name is. Yeah.
I was ready to friggin' shoot that bastard and cook a steak. You mess with Ugga, you mess with the
We're
Bulldog.
going to the Longhorn Steakhouse with you.
I hate those commercials, the new ones. I also hate how like the Allstate commercials are like
Yeah.
college
Mayhem.
team central because they're always off a little bit. The colors are always off. The environment's always off, or like that, or if it's like a football commercial in general or a football movie in general. It's part of the reason I didn't watch Chad Powers. And I won't
Dude,
watch Chad
I'm not gonna lie.
Powers. It's
Chad
like
Power, it does a very good job of kind of getting the
I've
feel.
never seen a TV show, a movie, anything that has done football, and I've been like, yeah, that looks right.
Well, it's kind of hard for Chad Powers was filmed like I don't
I
know.
know.
Yeah, like
I know. They filmed it at
the
Stanford.
stadiums.
Yeah.
So it's actually okay. A quick little Chad Powers update. It's one of those shows that you hate that you love it. If that makes sense.
Is it bad?
It's actually the storyline is actually kind of good. It's literally it's almost like a train wreck you can't look away from, but it's very entertaining. It's a solid watch if you have. They're 30-minute, less than 30-minute episodes, and there's 7 episodes.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean it's
That's
an
solid.
easy watch. If you haven't watched it, go give it a shot. It's actually a halfway decent TV show.
We'll tap
You know,
into
and
it.
you say train wreck. It reminds me of last week's Blurby Derby. Yeah, I botched it. We raced the horses, and we lost the rest of the episode after that. Elkin didn't get to do his Blurby Derby because I messed up. So that's on me. So we're not going to race horses this week. We're going to grant Elkins his 1 minute to close out the episode. So yeah, Elkins, let me get a timer up, but
Yeah,
whenever
man,
you're
it's
ready, you can kind of start rolling.
back-to-back Blurby Derby champs after a very slow start to the year, but thank you for my 1 minute today. We're starting now? All right, let's
Just
roll.
let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, let's do it. So we didn't really get to do a look ahead. We don't really look ahead on the NFL because it's such an unpredictable league. And the Broncos are hosting the Chiefs this weekend in Denver. We don't have Patrick Surtain. That really sucks. But I'm not flinching. We're winning this game. And if we don't win this game, I'm rocking an Andy Reid mustache for the rest of November. You heard it here first. Andy Reid mustache rest of November if Denver does not win it. Here's a fun pun for you today. I've got like 3 random things here. So use this pickup line next chance you get on November 10th, but it works. Damn, girl, are you today's date? Because you're an 11 out of 10. Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah.
All right, last 15 seconds here. I'm finishing up school here at Alabama, and I get the privilege to have not just a great football team at a football school, but an excellent basketball team at a basketball school. Tide Hoops, ranked 8. We are hosting number 2 Purdue on Thursday. It is my 25th on Thursday as well. Roll Tide.
Might I say that might be the best good boy or Blurby Derby we've ever had.
I mean,
I was all over the place there, but
I kinda like
It should
that.
be, yeah.
That's how it should be. That was really good.
I had it was like a Oreo method, like my NFL team, something random, a pun, and then my college team.
I liked it.
I loved it.
Pretty good.
I loved it.
Pretty good.
All right.
Love it.
Well, thank you guys so much for listening to another episode of the Pass Club. We appreciate it. Make sure to like and subscribe. It helps us out. Also, follow us on all socials at the Pass Club Pod. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. And we'll see you next week.
The Pass Club, the Pass Club, the Pass Club.